Hey guys, what's going on? I'm gonna get right into the subject of this video, or topic I should say, and tell you guys how I get, personally, insane deals, I would say. I would go as far as to say insane deals on mostly used computer parts. Now, in front of me are almost everything you see in front of me now is something I got an insane deal on. Except for the motherboard and CPU in this system. This stuff up here, I bought at Micro Center for 200 something bucks. But everything else, every part of every computer, everything that you see in front of me right here is used, and I bought using the app Let Go. Yes. You're probably already wondering, why would you use Let Go to buy computer parts? Isn't that the thing where they sell the piano in the commercial? Yes. But surprisingly enough, a lot of YouTubers will say, oh, use eBay. eBay is amazing. Well, yes, I use eBay often. I sell and buy on eBay. But the only thing I find kind of, hard about eBay is two factors. Factor one, you can't message. Well, you can, but you can't really chat with or have consistent messaging between you and the seller. So if I'm looking at a CPU that has a good price, I can message the seller. They may or may not respond. There's a less likely chance that they respond because they don't have to. They have a set price, and someone else will probably pay that set price by the time you get a reply back. And second factor is you can't physically look at, or hold or test the part you're buying. This is where Let Go comes in. Let Go is in real life. You're probably gonna think this is sponsored by Let Go. It's not. I'm telling you guys the full honest truth where I buy a lot of my stuff. It's in person, so you actually go and you physically buy stuff. Some people do there is shipping. It's not actually condoned by the app, so don't do shipping. You go and you pick up if you're the buyer usually is, and you either meet in a public place or in my case when buying computer parts, I usually go to wherever they are to test them. Now, I'm going to say this now, big disclaimer. If you are going to use Let Go or any other real-life buying app, I think Facebook Marketplace is an example, OfferUp is another example, be safe. Always go with someone who is extremely tall and extremely strong. That is my rule. And if something looks sketchy, get out of there. Now that we're done with the safety tips, I'm going to talk about all this stuff you see in front of me. I will go on Let Go, and the great thing is I use the chat. And I always ask, I come in, here's my tip. I come into what I'm trying to buy. If I think I need a CPU today, I come in thinking what I want to get and how much I want to pay. So I go through finding all the people selling what I want to get, and I ask them, will you take this much? Is this how much I can pay you for this? And if they say yes, well, I just succeeded in my goal. If they say no, I move on to the next person, or I try to bargain depending. And all these are an example of this. And I want to start off with my biggest savings, and that's this graphics card. See, this is a EVGA GTX 1070 Ti hybrid. Yes, 1070 non-Ti hybrid. Still good, right? $40. I was looking at 1070s because I saw one for 170 that was the EVGA fan edition. I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. And then I saw this one. It was selling for 100. I thought, okay, let's see what I can do here. Because I'm thinking I want to get a graphics card as cheap as I can. And I was like, will you take 30? And it's like, if you do 40, it's yours. And you pick it up in an hour. I'm like, okay, I got a GTX 1070 for $40. Now, you're probably wondering why I haven't used it yet. I proceeded to bring it home and break it completely. I dropped it outside of my house on the stairs. They are stone steps. And I proceeded to drop it, and I broke the power delivery completely. Now, I'm not going to say that, it's definitely I broke it, but I can guarantee me dropping it was probably what caused it breaking. So the card itself, the GPU on the card itself is a functioning 1070. I am pretty sure I was sold a functioning 1070, and even so, $40 just for the cooler works. The cooler still works. The GPU is most likely what is fine. I think it's the power delivery that just broke, and that's actually what goes out on a lot of cards. It's just the power delivery. You can't plug in the 2 8-pins in this case for it to work, which is disappointing because I was really hoping I could use this, but my fault. But here's the thing. I'm thinking I paid $40 and I get a cool decoration. Now, all the other stuff you see here, this I got today. I was browsing, let go as I usually do. I know this video is like super sad to some people, but I'm just telling you guys the truth of how I personally get deals. This may or may not work for you, but like I said, be safe. This box is not what is in it. That is half the time the case. They will just put it in a different box. I do that. I've sold things on Let Go. I don't put it in the box at the time. This is, well, it's actually close to what it is. If you open it up, I bought this today. I saw it. It was going for $180. And I asked, will you take $150? They said, you pick it up today, it's $150. And you probably saw this, if you see my community post, you saw this. This, it is heavy, is the Gigabyte, I gotta read it, Ultra Durable Z97 board. Z97 is an old chipset. We're up to Z390 after Z270. So Z97, what came after Z87, is a very old chipset. But it came with one of the, well, in my opinion, one of the, I guess I would say, most famous processors that you can find from this generation. And that is the i7-4790K. So when I saw that this person was selling this motherboard, that's just my M.2 on it so I could test it. This motherboard with a 4790K in it. They were selling the motherboard as the main product and the 4790K as the like secondary, like also comes with this. I thought $150. Here's the thing. When I buy anything, I always check eBay pricing because this actually goes to my next thing. How do I also make some money? I bought this because I want to make a video on this and do some testing about my ultra budget PC. I did make a video, it was kind of a joke, but it was also kind of serious about Xbox and PS4 being the best budget PCs you can buy. Or computers. They're not PCs because PC implies, but basically, and then now I am going to start a series on trying to make ultra budget computers. This being $150 for if you add a power supply, this is a full working, I forgot RAM. Power supply and RAM, it is a full working computer, you just need a graphics card. For $150, the CPU itself on eBay goes for $200. It often sells for around $150 at the minimum to $220 towards the maximum. If you do a bidding, if you do like 10 days, it'll often get to $200, or you can put a buy it now at $180 and it'll always sell. So the CPU itself is worth more than I paid, $30 more at least than I paid. The motherboard, on the other hand, is also worth $100 on eBay. I would probably, and of course with all the tax and stuff, it's more like $150 and $100. $250, I could probably turn this, and we'll probably flip this on eBay. It could make a giveaway, but it's a 4790K. It is 5 generations old at this point. Yeah, that's 4th gen. The 4790K was just a refreshed 4770K, which is a better version of the 4770, which was my first actual gaming CPU, believe it or not, the 4770. But I don't think a giveaway PC would be great with this old of a processor. I like to make mine very upgradable. The only upgrade to this is you can go from 4th gen to 5th gen, which is no upgrade. I do want to make kind of a series on this because no one has done it in a while about Intel's just year after year of the same processor. 3770, 4770, 5700, or whatever it was. They were all just the same. Now, it came with just this, and obviously they needed RAM, a power supply, and possibly a graphics card. Their integrated graphics is actually how I tested it. It also actually comes with an I/O shield, which is apparently a big thing now. Like, if you say includes I/O shield, that's like a selling point. Which will bring me to my next item. This is a kit of RAM, as you can see. Now, you'll probably remember this if you are a true person, a true good person, and you decided to actually watch any of my videos. I'm kidding. But if you watched any of my other videos, watch this video specifically, the one where it's called, I bought a bunch of server gear on Let Go. Let Go's, my thing, I guess. And this came in, and I had no clue what it is. I figured it was DDR3. But what I did figure out, and I couldn't test it because I didn't have a DDR3 motherboard until now. These are HP branded ECC memory modules. Each one being 8 gigabytes capacity. I could tell it was ECC based on they have the extra. See these I guess you call them black boxes if you're not familiar. These are RAM chips. There's an extra one for error checking. That's what ECC is. It's error checking memory. This is a kit of 4 8 gig sticks. And believe it or not, they actually work. Some motherboards will not accept ECC modules. Like, this motherboard will not use the error checking function of ECC, but it will accept the modules as regular DDR3. So 32 gigs of DDR3 RAM came in a set of server gear that also included about 11 of these gigabit Ethernet cards, 4 gigabit port Ethernet cards, which are awesome, for $30. This kit alone is worth like $50 to $100. 100 on the really high end, but since it's ECC, it actually could go for $100. $50 to $100. I sold it came with two 10 gigabit network cards. I sold them each for $50 on eBay, because I don't have 10 gig, nor will I ever have 10 gig Ethernet, internet, whatever. $30. So this PC right now, if I was gonna build a whole PC right now, 150, 30, 40. That's $220. And that's a GTX 1070 liquid cooled, 32 gigs of RAM, and a 4790K on the best chipset that you could put it on, Z97, of a really good motherboard. You can tell by the fact it has 3 PCI Express 16X slots, and it has like cool colors and stuff. That's $220 if I can do math at all. What makes it even better? Now, power supply. This might be going over. I've seen power supplies for like $30. I'm actually considering buying like the $30 one just to prove how budget I can go. This power supply that you've probably seen in a lot of my other videos, because it's literally what powers my test rig. This power supply, 1300 watts. It goes retail, brand new, and used for like $150 to $200. As what I've seen on like Amazon. It might be less, it might be more. I got it for $70. $70. Used. Barely used. And I went over and I tested it working, and I brought it home. People say don't buy used power supplies. They're right. You really shouldn't buy used power supplies. But that's why I use Letgo. You don't risk your hardware testing it. I went over it. I'm like, yo, plug it into your computer. He's like, okay, and tested it. Boom. 1300 watt power supply. $70. Again, overkill, but I actually needed it for these Vega 64s, which brings me into these Vega 64s. Vega 64 liquid coolings. I would say, now some people beg to differ based on, like, I don't want to say based on the stats, but looking at the spec sheets and looking at performance, some people say it's more like a GTX 1080. In my personal experience, I have found each one to be more equivalent, and I do have one, a GTX 1080 Ti. So basically, a GTX 1080 Ti is what I'll equate them. It's basically between, I will give it the benefit of the doubt, GTX 1080 Ti, because the liquid-cooled ones are clocked higher than the air-cooled ones. Each one of these, $200. I paid $400 for 2 Vega 64 liquid cools as my voice cracks. That's an insane deal on Letgo. Like I said, this is almost just a video bragging about the insane deals I get, but I'm just trying to use examples and tell you guys how to do it. Like I said, be safe. Bring a guy who's very tall and very strong, or go with a parent. That's the best idea. Go with a parent. Or garden. Yeah. So I could even replace this with one of these that are actually working, and we're looking at like a and it's better. We're looking at a $200 or $400 system, $400 system almost. $380. Oh, okay. So we have 220 plus 70. That's 290, and that's a full system. SSD will add the extra $20, $310. And that is a full, actually good system. The reason the 4790K sells for so much on eBay is because it is still a good processor. It is clocked at 4.0 gigahertz stock non-boost speed, which is 0.2 gigahertz less than the 7700K I have. And judging by how bad mine is, my 7700K is unoverclockable. Despite having the K, it is unoverclockable. If I run a benchmark test, the computer blue screens immediately, and I get the watchdog timeout. Look up what that is. It's hilarious. But this one could probably perform better than that, and that's what I find hilarious about Intel's improvements upon generations. So we're at, what, $380 or whatever I just said for a full computer. Did I just lie or do math wrong? 150 plus 30 plus 40, 70, 150, 220 plus 70, 280, 290 plus 20, 310, right? $310 for a full PC minus the case. I have seen a case on there for $30. This case I bought for $130. So $350, we'll say, because there's no another thing. There's no tax. On eBay, you pay a tax. Sometimes you pay shipping, but you do pay tax. As even when you sell on eBay, you have to pay a seller's tax. You pay 10% of the item you sell, which is obnoxious. If I sell $100 item, why am I only getting $90 minus all the PayPal fees and everything? This is straight cash, so you just get it full 100%. So there's no tax. You're paying $340 exactly. So this is my personal experience, and I can guarantee you will not have a worse experience, I should say. You shouldn't go on there and be like, well, I guess I have to buy this for $300. No, you can find other people and you can bargain. So this is my personal experience. I just want to tell you guys how I get this hardware for cheap. So everyone's always looks at my back with like, you have so much stuff behind you. You must buy all this stuff. You must be super rich. I deliver pizza for a living, guys. No joke. I want to vlog it sometime, but the problem is that the fact is I deliver a lot of pizza. So vlogging it would actually take away from my work. That's just how much pizza I deliver. It's a small town with a lot of people, and there's like a couple pizza places, but this one has the best pizza. I know because I get it all for free. But yeah, so one of these days I'll have to vlog it. Though who cares? Who wants to watch a vlog? People ain't even watching this video. I'm pretty sure everyone gave up watching it. I'm almost out of recording time. My SD card. But this is my personal experience. I always like to do real life interaction for the same purpose like I like Micro Center. Micro Center has amazing deals for brand new parts. Again, not sponsored. Will probably never be sponsored by anyone. Please sponsor me. Someone. I actually want to go down to Micro Center and see if they'll sponsor me, but I doubt it. And I like, because I can get it same day. I don't have to wait for Amazon's 2-day shipping. 2 days, because I ordered a Tower 900 2 weeks ago, and it's coming on Monday. Amazing. But yeah, so let me get back to ending this video. This is my personal experience. This is how I get a lot of these parts. Like I said, people think, oh, you're so rich, you can just buy a hybrid card and leave it on your shelf. No, it's because I paid $40 and I broke it like an idiot. It is a beautiful decoration, though, as it is. I do want to try to fix it eventually or bring it to like someone who's smart enough to fix it. If you're smart enough to fix it, email me. And if you're smart enough to fix it, you're smart enough to figure out my email. Guys, also, if you email me for no reason, people have been emailing me, I will ban you from commenting and emailing me and report you for spam on both accounts. And I do screenshot emails. No. Emailing is for Chinese companies trying to send me products for me to give them a 5-star review on Amazon. That's the point. Just wanted to basically brag. No. Okay, I'm going to end this video now. I'm sorry. All I did was talk, and you guys hated it. This was a horrible video. I'm so sorry. Leave a like for the bad video. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, this is how I get my parts. I buy a lot of stuff on LetGo and OfferUp and real-life apps. I've never used Facebook or anything. I do buy some stuff on eBay. I bought that on eBay. That graphics card you see behind me. I bought that on eBay. It's just pretty, and it did become a decoration because I just don't have a use for it yet. I'm probably going to resell this 4790K after maybe doing some tests with it. I mean, I kind of want to keep it because it's great. And I'm not editing the video yet, whatever. It's so amazing, and I do want to build a PC with it. But honestly, making $100 off of a purchase like this would be pretty amazing, considering there was like no effort taken on my end. And I am an eBay seller, so check me out on eBay. That's the point. I hope you guys kind of learned something or enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Quick aside, so yeah, I did say we're starting a budget build series. I will be making a series on just trying to find the cheapest but best computers I can. The rules are it has to be an Xbox or a PS4, at least in 2 regards. The regards can be different each time, so maybe it can go up to 4K or something different, but that's the rules, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. See you in the next one. That's the second time. Peace.